Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So wonderful to see you all gathering here together for love and truth, and God knows what else wants to bubble up today. We will find out. And really, the most important thing is to really know the silence within. That's number one, and number two, and number three, and number four. The silence within. To know that the silence within is everywhere. Mm. So let yourself land on your seat so that you know you're really, really sitting here, that your body is really sitting here. Letting go of all distractions, turning phones off, and all that kind of stuff. And feel inside your dedication for today. What's your heart wish for today and for gathering today in love and truth? And just feel that, welcome that in your focus. And then let it go. Our bodies are the most precious. So feel your beautiful body sitting here. And just make an agreement with yourself that during this 15, 20 minutes we sit in silence, partly guided. You just hold your body still, kind of soft and still and open. And when there are any itches or anything, just for these 15, 20 minutes, just not itching or paying attention to that. So again, feel your body sitting here. Feel your buttocks touching your seat. Feel how your spine rises out of your sacrum, all the way up to the tip of your head, to your neck, and to the tip of your head. Feel your heart open in the front and feel your heart open in the back. Feel your belly soft. And have a sense of opening the pores of your skin and receiving the breath, breathing your beautiful body. And notice how on the in-breath, body expands, the skin expands into space, and on the out-breath, the skin, your body comes back to itself. And keep resting your consciousness in and around your skin, the biggest organ that we have. And receiving the breath, breathing your beautiful body. Just notice that natural flow that the breath brings. Expansion on the in-breath of our bodies into space, and letting go, and coming back to itself. And come even closer to your skin, in and around your skin, so that all of your consciousness is resting in and around your skin. It's a choice you make. I choose to do that right now. Receiving the breath, breathing my body. Flowing with the breath. Just a natural movement in the universe experienced in our beautiful bodies. Ebb and flow. Notice the more intimate you are in and around the skin, the more there's a sense of peace coming over us, sense of quiet. Notice how everything else, besides this quiet, everything else changes, is transient, is ever changing, ever transient. And then deeper than this ever-changing mind, emotion, pains and pleasures in our bodies, deeper than that is the silence within. Perhaps you notice how in the midst of the ever-changing movement of life is the silence within, deeply still. And notice all around us is the silence within too. So there seems to be an outside, but truly, so-called in and out is the silence within, resting. Allowing your consciousness to rest in and as the silence within. And see what it's like to allow all movements of life to move. Let itching be itching. Let thoughts move in their ways. Perhaps their emotions of sad or happy. Let them move. Let them change. Come and go. All the movements in your body, in your physicality. Your belly moving, your heart pounding. And all this happens within the silence within. The silence within is everywhere. And all life happens within that. The silence within is so still, so steady, grounded, and spacious. All movement within the silence within our welcome are just what they are. The silence within is everywhere. She nourishes us, fills us up. It's the most real food there is in this existence. Is the silence within. So, having that same sense of your pores of your whole body be open to receive the breath, and deeper than that, to receive the silence within. that's resting everywhere. For the coming 6-7 minutes, see what it's like to allowing your body to be nourished and fed, filled up by the silence within. You don't do anything. You just sit and make yourself available to taste that fabric of the silence within nourishing you. And then taking a deep breath in. Letting go and taking in another deep breath in. Allowing your body to move in whatever way it wants to move. And noticing no matter how much you move or not, that the silence is still here, is within. It's everywhere. Let your eyes open, and I would just want to ask you, when we sit here in the silence within, so to speak, that's everywhere, can you actually feel that? Can you actually sense that, what I'm talking about? Or you have really no clue, or you have kind of like perhaps, or just one thumb up, two thumbs up, or down, or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Because it's okay if you don't feel that, or if you don't quite understand it, or it's not so much about understanding. It's just acknowledging where you're at. And besides our bodies that are our biggest gifts, if we wouldn't have these bodies, we wouldn't be here. I mean, we would be here, but not in form. But these bodies are just so incredible, that just the most precious vehicles that are given to us. And through that, we realize who we are, that we are the silence within, that we are the silence within is everywhere. And that the more the body is resting in and as the silence within, the more our bodies have a chance to come home. And to really know that we are the silence realized. We are that light. We are that brightness. We are that awareness. We are that. It's not just we are that. All there is the silence within. The mind cannot quite comprehend that. But we are built, our lives are truly organized originally to realize that the silence within is the underlying fabric of all. And the same as all the fungi, the mushrooms, the fungi are the underlying fabric of the earth, in the soil. And that's the same, the silence within. It's the fabric of the universe. And we are that fabric. So yes, we see these bodies. We see these images. We seem to be hearing a voice in our head that we take very seriously, till we not. But truly, there wouldn't be the silence within, there's nothing. So to realize that, yes, everything is, life is ever changing. It's changing all the time. Nature too. We're now in summertime, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. We're in summertime, and then comes the autumn and winter and spring. And we have that in our bodies. We have that in the nature around us. It's ever changing, transient. The silence within does not change, which is life. Life itself is always life, is always alive. What comes out of her, that's what ever changes. And that's wonderful to experience that direct experience, not the thought about it, but the direct experience. It's just the most precious there is. And it can be just so simple. Like this morning, I went for an early walk and the sun was shining, and just feel the direct experience of the sun touching my skin, just that. Yeah. Just reveals the warmth and the silence within. And the silence within is the only thing we can trust. We can trust life in the sense that it's ever changing. We can trust that, as you probably have noticed. But that nourishing aspect of life, the silence within, the presence of our being, that's our core, that's our heart, that's the one breath of the universe. That's what animates us. That's what lights up our brain, warms up our heart. It feels that deliciousness in our bellies. Life, we need to, as you probably have all experienced, we need to, obviously here, we need to seem to have all these experiences, good and bad and challenges, and things are taken away, money given, friends given, friends taken away. Everything comes and goes. The silence within doesn't come, doesn't go. And I know you have heard this, and still I need to speak this again, because when we truly realize that all there is the silence within, and shit hits the fan in our lives, we know we can trust one thing, and that's the silence within. That holds us, takes care of us, shows us, moves us, takes care of everything. It doesn't need your thoughts, doesn't need your ideas, doesn't need any imprisoned self. And still in our humanity, we can feel imprisoned by our thoughts, by the challenges, by the pains and the aches. It can be sometimes so challenging, right? Life can be so painful. It's just so painful, torturous. And it can be so beautiful, so alive, so amazing and surprising. The more we rest as that silence within, that is everywhere, that is us, that's all there is. Then when in the so-called outer world things are happening that scares us, or we get out of control, which I hear from a lot of people in these times. They're scared. What's happening, or what perhaps is going to happen, change in money, change in all kinds of stuff, control. Will there come the same kind of control as in other countries here in America or in Europe? We're not in control of that. The only thing you could say we can be in control of or have a true choice, because it takes a choice. The moment we make a choice, we make a decision. I choose to the best of my abilities to rest as the silence within. And I'm not talking about numbing within. I'm talking about the silence within, which is very alive. The moment we make that choice, this is it. There comes to come a freedom over us. It starts kind of burning a fire into our imprisoned selves. Because that silence within starts growing, even though it's all there is, but the realization of that starts growing. That actually our bodies are resting in the silence within. And I'm more and more taken, that light is more and more taking up space. And in that process of taking up space, this little self is being burned in that fire of love, in that fire of the silence within. And that means when things are on its way out, it gets crazy because it gets shaken and it tries to do anything to stay alive, but actually it's on its way out. I feel living on this planet Earth, it takes just so much courage, so much daring to step out of any kind of prison that we're taught to believe. Prison of school, prison of education, the prison of religion, the prison of government, the prison of political parties. God, you name them. There's so many different kinds of prison. The prison of the conditioning that was freely given to us from our families, etc., etc., etc. To dare to step out of those prisons, the prison of the little self, the little imprisoned self, to actually say, I have no interest in it anymore. I want to live as the silence within. I have no clue how to do that. The moment we make a choice, life knows, oh, she made a choice. I line up with her. Yeah, that's what life does. Doesn't mean it gets easier. In one way, yes, because you have a choice. You know where you want to go, where you want to locate yourself. And anything that's not in the outside the prison, so to speak, will want to get out of that prison, will be shaken up. Because the silence within shines equally its light on all of life. And when we make that choice, I just want to live and dare to live as that love and truth, no matter what it takes. That takes courage and perseverance at all times and all situations. Will you fail? Yes. Big time. But there's a freedom in that choice, like I make the choice. I don't know how to do this. I make the choice. Stay with this. And to me, that is the most exciting thing to live for. Will everything flow easily in my life? No, it doesn't. It can be the most simple, mundane things, like I moved to Tennessee and I need to paint here the walls, and part of the walls I can paint myself, but part of the walls I cannot. It's so high and it needs scaffolding, and so I need people to help me paint. Find a painter is it's just very mundane thing. And I like to have it painted. And it's been very challenging to find somebody that says when they say they come, that they actually come. That hasn't happened yet. No, that's not true. One came to look. And then the wood stove is being put in, and then a part is missing. So you need to order the part, and it takes a few weeks. So that's part of life. Very mundane things. As there can be anything happening in friendships, challenges, in our schoolwork, new learning challenges, at our work, where we're going, with our families, with our children, with our parents, with ourselves. Gosh, the relationship with ourselves, that's a whole other thing that we're dealing with, right? And how beautiful to know that all there is the silence within, that's where we can locate, as far as we can locate anywhere. When we dare to choose, make that choice, no matter what, I do all I can to be open, to rest in and as the silence within, no matter how much my body is vibrating. But it is possible. It is possible, no matter how activated your nervous system is. It is possible to come and rest, as I call it, the Eros pathway, the pathway of aliveness, which is the expression of the silence within. It's possible. It takes a choice, it takes perseverance at all times and all situations. And life will back us up always, always, always. It does. So we need to start it. I think I just want to leave it by this. To know that the silence within is always here. It's the biggest nourisher there is. When you lose everything, what you're left with is the silence within. It will never go away. You can lose everybody around you. You can lose your house, your food, your money, your friends, your car, your everything, your country. Silence within is what you are. You cannot lose that. So why not put up your tent there? Find out who you are and live as that. And be surprised every moment. And be helped every moment. And then it's about, no matter what happens that is very torturous, was very torturous in our upbringing, our background, or perhaps yesterday, it's very important to acknowledge that. The challenges, the hardship, the beauty. Very important to acknowledge that, to accept it, and then let it go. The moment we make that choice of resting to the best of our abilities as the silence within that takes care of everything. It's like the great mother, the great father, it's the great all. It's nature. All is taken care of. And then all that we don't need will be taken away. All that we do need will be given, just in the right time, just in the perfect time. Yeah. Okay, well, have a wonderful weekend. Take really good care of yourself and know that the silence within takes care of everything. Yeah, that's your heart. Thank you. Thank you, Babak, for hosting. Okay. Love you all.